Well, Wednesday is National Signing Day. It's the culmination of months and in some cases years of recruiting. This is the first day that recruits can officially sign with their school. There are usually some surprises, although with Ohio State this year, there are only a couple of them. Who, Tim, do you think are the guys that, first of all, the question marks, and secondly, guys you're most excited to find out about?
Well, obviously everyone's excited, if in fact that's the right word, to find out whether Jamarco Jones stands by his commitment, which he made back in June. He's a big offensive lineman for De La Salle High School in Chicago. He was all committed to come to Ohio State, signed with Ohio State until Mike Vrabel got the job with the Houston Texans. Mike Vrabel was his lead recruiter. Next thing you know, he's decided to sort of open it back up again, or at least take a look at Michigan State, where several of his friends go to school and several of his friends are going to go to school. And so, you know, as we're talking right now, he hasn't issued the statement on whether he's going to stick with his Ohio State commitment or go to Michigan State. He visited Michigan State over the weekend. That's a big one because they were counting on him being one of the 5 offensive linemen they brought in this recruiting class to kind of refill the cupboard, if you want to call it. And of course, Malik McDowell, defensive end from Southfield, Michigan, Loyola High School up in Detroit. He's pretty much down to 4 schools in his mind, 2 schools in his parents' mind. His parents want him to leave the state of Michigan. It looks like he really likes Michigan State, likes Michigan a little bit, and then likes Ohio State and Florida State after that. If those are his fallback schools, and then the question will be, will he pick Florida State or Ohio State on a snowy, cold day in Michigan?
I almost feel bad for the kid because, you know, these kind of discussions play out all the time in family homes, but to have it played out publicly and to have your parents in the newspaper say, we don't want you going to Michigan State, that's pretty strong stuff. You know, so what happens wherever he goes? If he comes to Florida State, Ohio State, are there questions about whether he really wants to be there?
Yeah, the catch for him is, you know, one of his parents has to sign his national letter of intent. So they have to, like, quote unquote, sign off on wherever he picks. Malik McDowell would be a great final addition to this recruiting class, much like Von Bell was a year ago on signing day.
The cherry on the top. Now, some of these
By the way,
guys,
he's going to announce at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning.
Right.
As opposed to 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday night.
Although it's not unprecedented for guys to put off their announcement. I mean, Terrell Pryor obviously waited forever. Yeah, poor Tim.
I was in the gym that day when Terrell Pryor came out and announced that he wasn't announcing, which was quite the announcement.
Now, there's no drama with some of these guys because some of these guys have already enrolled. Raekwon McMillan being the headliner, he's already enrolled. So there's no drama about that. But there are other guys, and Johnny Dixon. I mean, there are guys that really could make an impact for this year's team.
Curtis Samuel. I mean, absolutely. I mean, these are guys that you look at Raekwon McMillan. There's obvious need there at linebacker. He's coming in with a class who I think a guy that's a little bit underrated in some people's minds is Dante Booker, the kid from Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary. I really like him and what he brings, and so I think they've restocked on the defensive side big time. And another guy to keep your eye on is Demetrius Knox, an offensive lineman from Fort Worth. He's not here yet, but All Saints Episcopal High School in Fort Worth. He's going to get a shot just because they need those guys on the offensive line. That's why the Jamarco Jones decision is so critical.
And Urban Meyer now is obviously gone completely national. Ohio State's always recruited nationally, but he's taken it to another level. And you're going to miss out on guys because you're competing with the very best schools. And so, you know, there's some disappointment when you don't get guys, but you're in the game, and Ohio State's clearly in the game.